This smart ring is up for pre-order right now with delivery times expected to be in September, late September of 2024. Stay tuned to find out how this latest smart ring from RingConn sets itself apart with first and industry-leading features. Let's dive right into it. Now let's get the obvious out of the way. This ring is packed with sensors such as a PPG sensor, a temperature sensor, and a 3-axis accelerometer. The ring is water resistant to a depth of 100 meters if you're going down that far. It has a water and dust proof rating of IP68, so you can not only wash your hands with it, but you can go swimming with it and pretty much take it anywhere. Now the ring comes in, as I was saying earlier in this video, comes in 3 colors as advertised on their website, which is silver, which is what I have here, gold, and a matte black rather than a glossy finish black. But what's interesting is this right here looks like rose gold, and I think that might be coming out pretty soon, because why else would they put it on their box? Again, I didn't see any other YouTubers or anything online talk about a rose gold, so I feel like this was maybe a mistake box that they sent me, not yet released box, who knows? But I think it's cool. Now, one of the many points that set this ring apart is its charger. And it's basically a small box for your ring that charges when you place your ring in the box. So you just open it up like this and you place it right there and it's charging. You'll see that there's a little LED indicator here, and you can put this in a purse, a backpack, anywhere this will fit. It's pretty small. And this battery lasts forever. This will probably last months to recharge your ring. Now let's talk about comfort. This is not a circle, it's not a square, it's a squircle. So it's mostly circular, but there's just a little bit of squared off, you could barely tell. But I think it's actually the most comfortable ring I've worn out of all the smart rings. You'll see I actually have the Oura ring and the Ultrahuman ring, which I will be doing a head-to-head comparison part 2 down the road. But today, we're just here about the RingConn Gen 2, just because I'm so excited to have gotten this. It's not released yet, although it'll be released in about a month. I'm really excited to talk about these features. And so, again, back to comfort, I think this is the most comfortable smart ring out there. And perhaps it's due to that squircle shape, but you could barely tell unless you're looking close that it's that squircle shape, but it's super, super comfortable. Now, what I highly recommend is before buying this, RingConn offers a sizing kit. And the sizing kit is just basically all their sizes in one, and they ship it to you, and you get very cheap plastic, basically sizings of all the different rings, and you try it on and you could see what size you'll be. So that way you could then go back and complete your order by telling the RingConn website, or Kickstarter in this case, what is the proper size for your finger. So now let's talk about some of the points that set this ring apart, such as the first ring ever to do sleep apnea monitoring. Now, the accuracy is said to be 90.7% accurate. RingConn is actively pursuing FDA clearance in the USA for this feature and believes it will achieve this milestone by the end of 2024. Now, personally, I've actually been diagnosed in the past with sleep apnea. However, earlier this year, I began focusing on my health and lost about 30 pounds so far. So this ring has confirmed that my sleep apnea has gotten better. Now, another industry-leading feature is the battery life on this thing. So this lasts, depending on what size ring you get, it lasts between 10 to 12 days. Now, the first generation ring lasted up to 7 days, which was already industry-leading. So compared to the other big boys that I mentioned earlier, this is another point. There's sleep apnea. Now there's the best battery life in the industry. That's another reason to get this ring. So that's number 2. Now, let's go on to the next reason. Not only is the battery life longest, but it's also the smallest for width at 6.8 millimeters, thickness at only 2 millimeters, and weight at 2 to 3 grams, depending on what size ring you get. So sleep apnea, best battery life in the industry, and the slimmest and lightest in the industry. Now, what can you do with this ring? It tracks heart rate, HRV, which is heart rate variability, respiratory rate, blood oxygen. It has an accelerometer in it. It does so much to track your health. Now, here's a little tidbit though. I also have an Apple Watch Ultra 2, and it's just known right now a lot in the industry that smart rings are not great at activity tracking. Now this does have an activity tracker. It tracks your steps. You can tell it to start tracking you when you do some type of workout, like an outdoor run, outdoor walk, and it says it's in beta. But as of right now, I'm going to do this review solely really from a sleep perspective, because that's where its strength is. The weakness, not just on this one, but on all the rings right now, they're catching up with the smart watches on accuracy when it comes to activity tracking. So first, let's talk about sleep. Now this tracks so much about your sleep. It tracks these vitals around the clock too. And this is another industry leading as well, is that on the RingConn Gen, well, the Gen 1 had it and the Gen 2 has it as well, is that the other rings only do it when you sleep. But with this, the RingConn rings, you can go into the app and say, what's my blood oxygen right now? So you just push a button, and within a few seconds, it'll tell you right away, anytime, anywhere, it'll tell you what's your blood oxygen. And I think that is such a huge plus, especially for people who have any medical reasons or the need to look at their blood oxygen on demand. So that's another industry-leading feature. There's so many on this ring. So let's look at the sleep apnea part of the app and see what it looks like. You'll see here, my AHI score was 1.9 for this night. And it talks about, here we go, sleep apnea events. It talks about my blood oxygen levels. And if we keep scrolling, it'll tell you, mild, moderate, or suspected severe sleep apnea and drops in blood oxygen. It's very detailed. There's lots of data here. And it keeps on going. And then it even shows a more detailed report, as you'll see here in a second. Now here's my sleep apnea monitoring report for this night, and it just goes into great detail. AHI on this night is 3.1, shows all the different data. This is what it looks like on the app for your CPAP machine, or at least on mine. It looks very similar to the medical grade CPAP machine app that goes along and interfaces with the CPAP machine that helps you breathe at night. So this is what the main screen looks like on the app when you open it up. And you'll see sleep, activity, stress, your vitals such as blood oxygen and heart rate variability. There's the sleep apnea button. You push on it to open it up, and at the top it'll show you, what your different vitals are. But let's go into the sleep app here, and you'll see it gives you a sleep efficiency score. You could manually put in how you felt when waking up. So then the app will tell you, or it'll learn from you, how you feel in relation to the scores that it's reading off the ring. So here it'll show you I was sleeping for 7 hours and 20 minutes, but I was in bed for 9 hours and 44 minutes. So it looks like it took me a while to fall asleep there. My sleep efficiency score could use a boost. It's only at 75%. But what's really cool here is it gives you the sleep stages. How long I was in an awake state versus my REM, light sleep, and deep sleep as well. And so it gives you all that in detail right here. And then you could even change the views. You could look right here, you see movement, that white bar. How much movement. I must have been, dreaming a lot or something. There's a lot of movement there at night. But here's my heart rate during the night, my HRV, heart rate variability during the night, my blood oxygen levels throughout the night. It just tells you everything. Even skin temperature. We'll show you your average skin temperature, and there's your respiratory rate. It'll give you your range and your 7-day average and so on. And if you have a nap, it'll detect your nap, or you can manually add in a nap as well. Next, we're going to go into stress, and it shows you your stress levels. It gives you a stress level score, and it gives you a range of what stress levels you experience throughout a certain portion of the day or throughout the entire day, whether you're in a relaxed, normal, medium, or high stress state. And it'll even show you your stress levels. It'll show it before sleep and after sleep. Next, let's go into the activity tab, which I didn't really use, as I said earlier in this video, because I think smart rings have a way to go in terms of accuracy for activity tracking. But this is what the activity portion of the app looks like. It'll tell you your steps, your estimated active calories, your standing duration. So just like if you have an Apple Watch, it'll show you that as well. But yeah, this has lots of data in it, and I love it. Now here, let's go down to the vitals portion of the app. If I push on it, it'll show, okay, here's heart rate. Now blood oxygen's not going to show anything during the day. It doesn't measure unless I manually tell it to. So I'm now telling it to start measuring my blood oxygen level, and let's see what comes up right now. So it does manually measuring, it does manual measure of heart rate, although I think it just always measures your heart rate, and your heart rate variability as well. That should kick in here shortly. Now the app will also give you a trends. I'll show you like right here, my sleep score over a number of days. It was not that great. My average was 71. Subjective sleep rating, average sleep efficiency, total amount of sleep time, time awake, total time in bed as well. And it'll even go through the different, your sleep stages, like REM, light sleep, deep sleep. You'll see here on the screen, sleeping heart rate, sleeping HRV, sleeping blood oxygen. It tells you everything. I feel like this is more data centric than the other rings that I've tried. Now, although it doesn't show up in my app, this also has menstrual forecasts. It knows I'm a male, so it doesn't even give me the option to go into that portion of the app. So that's another feature. But what's nice about RingConn is also there's no subscription fees, unlike the most well-known smart ring out there. And so this is really pushing RingConn forward, is that it gives you so many features, so much data, and it doesn't charge you a subscription fee. Now, unlike the most recently released Samsung Ring, the RingConn also works on both iOS and Android. You're not tied to either or, so if you have iOS or Android, this ring will work for you. Now, the RingConn Generation 2 is going for only $209 right now, and that's less than the Generation 1. That's because right now, if you purchase it on Kickstarter through September 14th, you'll get this special deal. There's also a combo deal, some combo deals as well. But for the ring itself, with the battery charger, everything in this box, it's $209 only. Click on the link in the description below, and before September 14th, and you'll get it for only $209. Now, while this is the most affordable ring compared to the others out there, this ring gives the other rings a run for their money with their industry-leading features that we just talked about, being the thinnest, the lightest, the sleep apnea tracking, the best battery in the industry, and other features that we just discussed. And so check this out on Kickstarter. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, just put it in the comments below. I check out all my comments and respond. And thanks again for watching.